Ladies and gentlemen, please silence all electronic devices as we will begin today's ceremony shortly. Today's ceremony is an indoor ceremony with outdoor protocol. Covers will be worn and salutes rendered. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the presiding official, Colonel Myles H. Gilbert, Commander, 800th Red Horse Group, welcome to today's change of command ceremony, in which command of the 819th Red Horse Squadron will pass from Lt Col Nathan R. Smith to Major Cristina A. Behrens. I'm Staff Sergeant Autumn Carter, and I'll be your narrator for today's ceremony. Throughout the ceremony, you'll be given cues to stand and be seated. As a reminder, during the singing of the national anthem, military members in uniform should render the proper salute. Our civilian guests are invited to place their right hand over their heart. During the singing of the Air Force song, military members should stand at attention. At this time, we would like to recognize our distinguished guests that we are honored to have in attendance. Please hold your applause until the end. Colonel Aaron C. Baum, Deputy Commander, 341st Missile Wing. Colonel Brian Lowe, Commander, 341st Mission Support Group, and his wife, Alicia. Colonel Todd Mortag, Commander, 120th Mission Support Group, Montana Air National Guard. Colonel Gilbert's spouse, Amy. Lieutenant Colonel Smith's spouse, Sarah. Lieutenant Colonel Smith's mother and father-in-law, Peggy and Mark Andrews. His brother-in-law, Luke, and his sister, Laura Smith. Major Behrens' spouse, Matt, and daughter, Eiley. And the 819th Red Horse Squadron Honorary Commander, Mr. Brian Cowles. Although time does not permit us to individually recognize everyone, we are honored by all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, community partners, friends, and family members in attendance today. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by Mrs. Alex Hammonds and the invocation by Chaplain Joel Kershaw.
Honor Guard, present the colors.
And on. Hold! Attention! Up! Right shoulder! Up! Hold right! Up! Over! Up! Hold! Hold! Breathe and hold!
Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Right shoulder, hook. Forward, arm, hold turn, hook.
I invite you to pray according to your tradition as I pray in mine. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for the important mission of the 819th Red Horse Squadron and the fine men and women who work tirelessly at that mission every day. We gather here today to honor the leadership that brought us through the past years and to welcome a new leader who takes up the mantle and moves us into our future. We thank you, Lord, for the leadership and dedicated service of Lieutenant Colonel Smith, for his clear vision, decisive guidance, and wisdom leading the way through the challenges and the many accomplishments of the Red Horse and their critical mission. We pray for your blessing be upon him and his family in this season of transition to this next assignment and beyond. And as we look to the future, we are grateful for those you call to lead. Bless this new season of stewardship from Major Behrens as she takes the lead and guides us into the future. Give her a strong vision for that future and impart your peace in the process. Give her wisdom to know where and how best to lead and the courage and fortitude to shape our way forward. Finally, we ask, Lord, that you bless this moment with your presence. Fill us with gratitude for the past and hope for our future, remaining with us in all that we do. Pray these things in your holy name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Mrs. Hammonds, for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and Chaplain Kershaw for your thoughtful words. It is my pleasure to now introduce the presiding officer, Colonel Gilbert.
First off, Ms. Hammonds, that was awesome. Well done on that. Well done. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. It's an awesome day to be here at Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana. Coming from Las Vegas, it's extra special for me because there's seasons here in Montana and not 110 degrees. So it's awesome for you. And to everybody that came here, thank you for attending today's ceremony. And obviously, first off, Captain Balmer, thanks again for putting this together. Sergeant Carter and everybody else who had a hand in putting the ceremony together. I know these events take a lot of efforts, lots of discussions with protocol and dry runs, so thank you very much on doing this. So today is a very momentous day for the 819th Red Horse Squadron. As we say farewell to Lieutenant Colonel Nathan Smith and his wife Sarah by offering a heartfelt thank you for everything you guys have done the last 2 years, your tremendous leadership and support to the 819th mission, and most importantly, its airmen and its families. At the same time, we give a warm to the horse welcome to our new 819th Red Horse Squadron Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Cristina Behrens and her family, Matt and daughter Eiley. Along with all the other special guests of the Smith and Behrens family, it was good to finally meet you, Sarah. I know it's been a year, but finally got to meet you in person. And your parents finally getting to travel here far from Texas, but again, enjoying actual weather that's bearable. Colonel Baum and Colonel Lowe, thank you for representing Malmstrom Air Force Base today and honestly being tremendous host installation partners for the 819th, but also the Red Horse Enterprise with our National Guard partners here as well. Red Horse cannot do our mission without our host installations, so thank you for everything. Colonel Lowe made a comment to me last night, but I'm going to turn it against him. So Colonel Baum, he and I have known each other since we're captains. Do not blame me. That's all I'm going to say. To honorary commanders, Mr. Cowles and Mr. and Mrs. Dodd, thank you for what you do with the honorary commander program. I know that's a different beast across the board, but honorary commander is a crucial mission because we understand what the community does, but then also how it benefits our military families. And then finally, to all their commanders, chiefs, and obviously first sergeants, community leaders, thank you for attending. And most importantly, the airmen and family of the 819th Red Horse Squadron. Thank you for being a witness to this time-honored military tradition. To truly understand the weight of the Goddamn we pass today, you must understand the legacy of the airmen who carried it before us. The story of the 819th began in the heat of the Vietnam War. Activated in January 1966, the squadron deployed to Phuket Air Base, transforming a harsh environment into a fully operational projection of air power. The men of the 819th moved over 1.6 million cubic yards of earth, laid miles of AM2 matting, and braved constant attacks to build and repair the runways that kept our aircraft flying. Earning the Republic of Vietnam Gallantry Cross with Palm and multiple outstanding unit awards, they forged our identity in combat. The legacy of rapid mobility and heavy repair continued in 1979 when the 819th was stationed at RAF Wethersfield in the United Kingdom, tasked with keeping the runways of Europe intact during the height of the Cold War. And then in June 1st, 1997, the 819th was reactivated to break ground and became the first Air Force and Air National Guard Red Horse Associate units, standing shoulder to shoulder with our partners in the 219th. You guys have proved that total force integration isn't just a concept, it is a combat multiplier. Since then, whether establishing the first airborne Red Horse capability in 2001, executing major construction operations across Southwest Asia during operations Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom, and now back to areas of Indo-PACOM that potentially our grandparents served during World War II. Your support to critical infrastructure projects across the globe. The answer to the call has always been the same. When the Air Force needs to set the theater from the ground up or a run repaired, they call Red Horse. Nate, your outstanding leadership the past 2 years has been commendable. From the moment you arrived at the 819th, you were focused on the mission of Red Horse and your amazing employment of your amazing airmen, regardless of the career field. While your troop construction results were great, executing over 40 million in 3 countries in the last 2 years, I want to focus on other areas. As a young captain in Red Horse, we had a different mindset of how we viewed construction. Your architecture, your planning for our plans and programs, flight concept, overhauling equipment accountability management, and storage across our deployable UTC assets is phenomenal. Establishing the quality control areas to ensure our airmen are trained appropriately and ensuring a safe product for the end users. Not having that for a long time in Red Horse, I think this is going to be a game changer for us, adding these aspects into our mission set. So thank you very much on that. You also zeroed in on non-stater training across your formation, sending your port dogs to Joint Base Charleston for sea lift operations, your food services airmen to a field butcher's course, and training different aspects of our missions that we sometimes are afraid to talk about, that being mortuary affairs. During my initial immersion with squadron leadership teams last June, I focused on the premise that the rapid in Red Horse wasn't that rapid and that the heavy was astronomical. While most would have taken the rapid piece to say, how can we move faster? You took the mantle to understand this more than how quickly we can move. It's how we are prepared to cover down in different environments. You came into command with half your formation deployed, supporting Indo-PACOM, and their set the theater activities in the Pacific. As we talked about yesterday, right, you had to give your immersion briefing 2 times, 4 months apart from each other. And now you leave with some of your team back in Indo-PACOM. But during this time, Nate, you also forward deployed your airmen to support Nord and Northcom efforts in Greenland. During the time of the year when I think Malmstrom would feel warm, You executed the site assessment for Red Horse and Dead Horse, Alaska. Yes, we're rhyming in the change of command now. To potentially establishing a forward operating location for Homeland Defense, and most important, most recently, adjusting fire to bring CENTCOM training TTPs back into Red Horse for potentially emergent taskings. You embrace the total force integration with our Guard and Reserve Red Horse units, numerous projects with your airmen training alongside our partners. You and your tribe were airmen focused first. While the challenges here at Malmstrom are unique from climate and small town attitudes, you ensured your airmen and their families had the right support network, whether at the installation or at numerous squadron level events you hosted to bring families together. You embodied the can-do, will-do attitude of Red Horse, molding a high-performing team to get the job done while supporting each other as we do it all the time. One team, one fight. But as we talk about the Air Force and the Air Force family, the Red Horse family, it's not just the military, but our spouses, parents, and siblings. Sarah, I want to extend a thank you to you for all the support that you did for not only to the airmen of the 819th, but also to the airmen of Malmstrom Air Force Base. Nate highlighted this in May when we were up here, you supporting the Airman Cookie Drive, all your baking prowess, which I'm pretty sure we all gained 3 pounds by eating all the leftover snacks the following day, so thank you for that one very much, Sarah. The Red Horse could not do with the support of our spouses and families, so thank you very much. In their next chapter, Team Smith will be heading to the Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center in San Antonio, Texas. There, Nate will continue to forge the future of Air Force combat support, but more importantly, be closer to watch 2 of his favorite teams. Dallas Cowboys, 100% on board with you on that one. Next one that other people might have issues with, that being the Texas Longhorns. Carney, anything you want to add on that? Okay, all right. Nate and Sarah, I'd like to join the entire Red Horse family in saying how grateful we all are for your leadership and how proud we are of your accomplishments, and wish you all the best in San Antonio. Our airmen deserve great leadership, and that is what they will get with Lieutenant Colonel Select Cristina Behrens. Lieutenant Colonel Behrens comes with an impressive resume. She arrives to the 819 stables coming from Army Command and General Staff College. We talked about this yesterday, Cristina. You don't need to do a daily task order. I know Army infantry loves daily task orders. You do not need to do that. With experiences ranging from traditional CE base level, Air Force SEER Support Squadron, twice being Director of Operations for both our Bear Base assets as well as training our firefighters. It's phenomenal, your record. So Lieutenant Colonel Behrens is originally from Overguard, Arizona. Anybody know where that's at? Don't worry. Northeast of Phoenix, very small town. I'm sure growing up, Christina, you thought you had a small hometown. You at least had a grocery store. My wife's hometown didn't even have a grocery store, so you're a booming metropolis. Knowing all the outdoor activities that are there in that area, you and your husband and daughter are going to enjoy Great Falls. Enjoy all the outdoor activities around this area. You're going to succeed well here in Montana. My only ask of you is this in the outdoors: can you catch some fish? Nothing, Nate? No?
I've got plenty.
Christina, you and I have been in the same location 3 different times: Peterson, Fairchild, Holloman, albeit a few years apart from each other. Enjoyed our discussion yesterday on the shared perspectives of these locations, but one thing we did not cover. Chief Cox and I have one question as fellow Holloman alumnus. Is it green sauce or is it red sauce? Green sauce. Chief, you good with it? All right, let's go. Christina, congratulations on your new command. I wish you and your family all the best while on this journey leading this awesome Red Horse team. To the men and women of the 819th Red Horse Squadron, thank you for your commitment to excellence and always taking care of each other. You've shown tremendous resiliency and strength during these challenging times. Our nation counts on you every day, and you never cease to deliver and amaze me. Thank you so much for what you do, and keep up the great work building anything, anywhere, anytime. To the horse!
To the horse!
Thank you, Colonel Gilbert. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present the Order of the Horse. To all those present shall come. Greetings. Whereas Lieutenant Colonel Nathan Smith is bestowed a lifetime membership, whether you want it or not, into the Royal Order of the Horse in recognition of having resided for the past 17,712 hours, 2 years and 8 days, in the 819 stable, and having assimilated the knowledge that is the best of all horse stables, whether he believes it or not.
It's true.
And having demonstrated your proficiency before the juries composed of heavy kneaders of the deeds of the horse. Lifetime member Zin Master is now qualified to sally forth into an incredulous world to expose veracity and poise while watching the seasons change or other earthly endeavors. Whereupon, by virtue of no authority, this recognition is conferred this 9th day of July in the year of our Lord 2026. Signed, Myles H. Gilbert, Colonel, United States Air Force, Head Jockey. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Meritorious Service Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Smith.
Publish the order.
This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, 3rd Oak Leaf Cluster, to Lieutenant Colonel Nathan R. Smith for meritorious service 25 June 2024 to 23 July 2026. Lieutenant Colonel Nathan R. Smith distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to United States as Commander, 819th Red Horse Squadron, Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana. During this period, Colonel Smith's team designed and executed 17 key infrastructure projects worth $38.8 million across 4 MAJCOMs and 3 nations. His direction crystallized PACAF's $10 billion set the theater posture, a vital homeland defense over-the-horizon radar mission, and built AFIMSC's combat support training ranges. Additionally, he proved Red Horse's agile combat support by leading 104 airmen to validate 29 mission-essential tasks in a unit validation exercise. This effort drove the best inspection in its history, boosting highly effective ratings by 42% and securing an ACC certification. Furthermore, Colonel Smith steered a command-best 94% mission-ready airman rate, weaponizing 345 warfighters to deliver decisive contingency construction across 4 global deployments. Finally, his exemplary leadership propelled the unit to 8 15th Air Force and 3 ACC annual awards, including the 2025 Logistics Readiness Squadron of the Year Non-Flying Unit and the Air and Space Outstanding Unit Award. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Smith reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Smith.
Good morning. Before we begin, Major Kerber, please put the formation at ease. It's been a fantastic 2 years. And for most folks in the room, especially everybody wearing a red hat with the proper number on the blade of 819, I'll say that no one here is going to be shocked that I can be long-winded sometimes because I don't write speeches down. I just write key talking points and I speak from the heart. But Colonel Gilbert gave me one final order, which was to make sure that my speech does not go too far past 5 minutes. That was my interpretation. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and just set a timer. So when I hit my mark, I'm just going to hook myself off the stage. So we will officially begin with my part of the speech. First of all, let me say thank you to everyone who had a hand in the setup today. Captain Balmer, I know that this was a monumental effort and that sometimes I can be a little bit of a demanding boss, especially when it comes to stuff like this. So thank you so much for taking the lead on this and making this a fantastic, fantastic ceremony for both myself, Major Behrens, and our families. I really appreciate it. And that sentiment goes right on to Senior Riley, who I know played a large hand in this. Sergeant Carter, Airman Duncan, our fantastic Red Horse Honor Guard team, and of course, Mrs. Hammonds. That is such a beautiful, beautiful rendition of our national anthem. Thank you. And so while you might belong to the 341st now, both by where you currently work and the fact that your husband just PCS here from the 341st Civil Engineer Squadron, we will never forget that you started out here in the 819th. And once a horseman, always a horseman for both those of us who wear the red hat and our families. So thank you for coming and doing this. And of course, Chappie, what a beautiful prayer. Thank you. You and I have had some great conversations, and we've had a fantastic working relationship. My father was a chaplain, so I know exactly the demands of that job. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you do every day and every night for the men and women of the 819th Red Horse Squadron. Thank you. Then I would definitely want to say, of course, to all of our distinguished visitors, Colonel Baum, as the DCOM here of the 341st, thank you for coming out and showing your support. I know you just stepped into the seat a couple weeks ago, and we haven't actually really gotten to work with each other, but I have no doubt that you, along with Colonel Lowe, the MSG commander, are going to continue the fantastic working relationships that our squadron in this wing has, and truly embrace the Wing 1 mentality that I have been lucky enough to experience over the last 2 years. So thank you, two gentlemen, for coming out. Mrs. Lowe, thank you for joining as well. And Colonel Mortag, thank you for coming out from the Guard, the MSG commander up at the Hill. But also was previously the 219th commander, and you and I, it was a fantastic working relationship, and I really appreciate what you have done over the last 2 years for our squadron, for the 219th, and our TFI Red Horse Enterprise. So thank you for coming out today, sir. And then, of course, all the other DVs who are in the room, any other group commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, squadron commanders, squadron SCLs, and squadron first sergeants. I am a huge advocate of this is a team game. This is a team game, and it would not be possible. I would not be here today on this stage without having gotten fired, without some help from everybody else in this room, especially when it comes to our peers. So thank you so much for coming out tonight. All right, this morning. To anyone else from Wing 1 and our friends who have joined us, thank you. Y'all have been one of the key facets that have made Montana truly feel like home for both Sarah and I, and we are truly sad to leave this place because it is special, it is unique. Whether you believe it or not, when you first get here, it sinks its hooks into you. And that's not just because of the beautiful location, it's because of the relationships of the people who live here and who they are as people. So thank you for coming out to support today. And then, of course, to my family, to my wife, Sarah, there are not words in the English language that can capture what you mean to me, what you have done for me, and how you have supported me, not only be the best self I can be as a commander for the men and women of the 819th, but also as a man. Thank you. And then to our family, sister, thank you for coming out. Mark, Peggy, Luke. You all have supported our family through very difficult and challenging times. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your advice. Thank you for helping make us who we are as people. And thank you for making us who we are as partners. And then, of course, I would be completely remiss if I did not say to Matt and Eiley, welcome to Montana. Welcome to the 819th. The families of this squadron make us unique, make us special, because they are the ones who have to pick up the burden of the long days, the TDYs, and the deployments, who make sure that we can continue doing our mission without having to worry too much on home station. So welcome to the Red Horse family. I am so excited that y'all are here. And then Cristina, welcome. I know that you are going to do a fantastic job I have zero doubts about that, and I am so excited to see where you take the 819th over the next couple years. Where you forge the path of this squadron into the future. It's going to be an amazing experience. It's going to be a hell of a ride, and I am so excited and happy that you are the person to replace me if you're the right person for the job. And I've already hit my 5 minutes, so sir, sorry, I'm going to break that last order a little bit. But to the men and women of the 819th Red Horse Squadron, thank you. Each and every single one of you have heard my initial expectations brief, where we talk about the mission of Red Horse, that when you summarize it, it's to go anywhere at any time, to do anything when it comes to heavy construction and repair in environments that we do not control, that are dangerous, and we just have to problem solve and work through it to get the job done. To do our nation's business wherever we are called to do it, whatever time we are called to do it, under any aspect of the continuum of conflict, and step forward into that unknown to knock it out of the park. Now, normally that is explained after about 20 minutes, but that's a summary since I'm already over time. That's our mission, and you have done that. You have embraced that. And if we are not doing it, we are training to get ready to do it. That is not something that I, as your commander, have accomplished. That is something that each and every single one of you, with the proper number on the blade of our red hat, has accomplished. You should be proud of yourself. You should feel accomplished, because I know I am incredibly proud of you for the work that you have done over the last 2 years, while I have been fortunate enough and had the honor of calling myself your commander. That's the job, to deploy anywhere at any time and get it done. And you have proven that over and over again. You have protected the brand. You have built the legacy that we have today. You have protected the legacy that we have today that was built by those who came before us. You have successfully completed that mission. And you have teed it up perfectly for those who come behind us to continue that legacy of awesomeness. So thank you to the men and women of the 819th. But the job is only half of it, and this is where I am most proud of you. Not only did you embrace the mission, you embraced each other. You took my ask and my call for us to be a family in every sense of the word, to make sure that we could get the mission done right, but most importantly, support each other, to grow with each other, to do it together, because that is the difference between a team and a highly effective team. That is the difference between being able to do it in training and being able to do it when bullets fly. If you trust the person next to you, you respect the person next to you, it builds the bonds of family. But that is not something that I, as your commander, can force. That is only something that I could ask you to do. And I just want to say thank you for having done that so well. You have made the amazing culture that is the 819th Red Horse Squadron. And I am so damn proud of each and every single one of you for all of that. The thing that no one ever talks about in numbers and decorations or performance reports is the soft skills. The fact that we have not lost a single person over the last 2 years within our squadron is not a me thing, that is a you thing. You kept us whole, you kept us healthy, you kept us moving in the right direction. Thank you. I truly, truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Being your commander has been the honor of my life. This has been my only goal in the United States Air Force as soon as I decided at the academy that I wanted to be a civil engineer officer. So thank you for not only, so it was not y'all that got me here to actually be able to have the experience to meet my goal, but y'all are the reason why this has been so meaningful for me, why this has been so important to me, and y'all have made this the experience of a lifetime. Thank you. All right. I'm definitely twice over, so I'll go ahead and wrap it up. So I'll end it with this. Don't stop. Do not stop the momentum. And I know you won't, because I know you as individuals, I know you as a team, and I also know that Major Behrens is going to continue leading you in the right direction into the future. Keep charging, keep pressing, all gas, no brakes, because that is what our nation demands of us. May God bless the horse, and may God bless the United States of America. 819!
At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Smith will present his wife, Sarah, with 12 red roses. The presentation of roses is a long-standing military tradition to honor the sacrifices made by our military families. The red rose symbolizes the heart, love, and devotion Sarah has shown to Lieutenant Colonel Smith and all the men and women and families of the 819th Red Horse Squadron throughout the tenure of his command. At this time, the men and women of the 819th Red Horse Squadron would like to offer Lieutenant Colonel Smith a final salute.
Detail, attention. Present, march. Sir, represent your commander. Order, march.
819!
A change of command ceremony is a military tradition deeply rooted in history, dating back to July 3rd, 1775, when General George Washington drew his sword under an elm tree in Cambridge, Massachusetts, to assume command of the Continental Army. During the American Revolution, military units carried distinctive flags designed to match the color of their uniforms and emblazoned with their unit motto. When soldiers followed their leader into battle, this flag, referred to as the unit colors, provided a highly visible point around which members of the unit could rally. Because of its importance, the colors were used in the earliest change of command ceremonies to symbolize the commander's authority, and that tradition continues today. Senior Master Sergeant Erica McCagran is the guidon bearer for today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. From the 819th Red Horse Squadron, Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana, Special Order G026035, by direction of the commander, Lieutenant Colonel Nathan R. Smith will relinquish command to Major Cristina A. Behrens, Commander, 819th Red Horse Squadron, Malmstrom Air Force Base, effective this day, 9 July 2026. Signed, Colonel Myles H. Gilbert.
Sir, I relinquish command.
Sir, I assume command.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Major Behrens will now be presented with the 819's distinctive red hat. It is a tradition that the men and women of Red Horse units receive and wear a red hat that bears the distinctive logo of our beloved Charlie, our beloved horse, with a carbine slug over its back, charging atop a dozer. While each Red Horse unit's logo is identical, it is the blade of the dozer that bears the unit number, showing all those who see it to which stable the member wearing the hat belongs. The red hat is one of the very few approved uniform deviations and serves, even as a distance, as a signal to those who see it that the wearer is a member of a proud tradition of multi-capable airmen. Today, Major Behrens is awarded with her first 819th Red Horse Squadron hat. Ma'am, wear this hat with pride. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the Commander, 819th Red Horse Squadron, Major Cristina A. Behrens.
All right, good morning, members of the 800th Red Horse Group, Team Malmstrom, and the Great Falls community. It is truly an honor that you took the time to be here today to celebrate this occasion and show your support. Your presence reflects the importance of the 819th and the mission we carry out. I'll expand on that a bit further, but first, I would like to acknowledge those who made this event possible. Ms. Hammonds, wow, that was incredible. You are very talented. Thank you. Chaplain, your words were thoughtful and inspiring. Thank you as well. To the honor guard, escorts, narrator, proffer, members of the formation, comm support, services, you name it. Thank you for executing your duties with professionalism and pride today. To Captain Bomber and the rest of the team behind the scenes who planned, coordinated, and executed today's ceremony, I appreciate your hard work to make this such a special occasion for myself, Lieutenant Colonel Smith, and our families. Colonel Gilbert, I'm honored you placed your trust in me. Thank you for the opportunity to lead this exceptional squadron and to carry on the Red Horse legacy. I couldn't be more excited about our mission and the capabilities we provide to the Joint Force. To our distinguished visitors, a special thank you for attending. Colonel Baum, Colonel Lowe, Colonel Mortag, Colonel Geller, if you made it, Chief Phillips, any other members of the 341st, the 120th, and the 219th in attendance. Your support means a great deal, and I look forward to continuing to strengthen the relationships that make our teams highly capable forces and ready to deliver combat power at home and around the globe. To my fellow Malmstrom commanders, thank you to those who have already offered my family and I a warm welcome. I look forward to meeting the rest of the crew soon, and I'm eager to keep building partnerships with your teams across the base and to continue making Malmstrom a great place for all our airmen and joint service members to live and work. And that also goes for the senior enlisted leaders, shirts, and any other Malmstrom teammates here today. Thank you. To our honorary commanders, past and present, and any other community members here today, thank you for your continued support to the unit and the installation. To my fellow Red Horse Squadron commanders, thank you for making the trip up here. I'm sure it didn't take too much convincing to get you to Montana in beautiful July. Come back and visit this winter too when you get tired of all your sun and sand. Chief Cox, it's great to cross paths with you again. Lieutenant Behrens had no doubt Master Sergeant Cox would be a great chief one day. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to working with you again. Lieutenant Colonel Smith, I can't thank you enough for your flexibility with timing to allow my family some much-needed leave and family time over the past couple weeks. I also greatly appreciate the time you dedicated to get me up to speed, ensuring a smooth transition. Your extensive Red Horse knowledge and experience has served the unit well, and the impact of your command is visible throughout. I can already tell your leadership has shaped a squadron defined by discipline, readiness, and pride. I'm grateful for the foundation that you've built, and I look forward to picking up where you left off. I wish you and Sarah nothing but the best headed back to Texas. To my family, thanks to both mine and Matthew's parents, although they couldn't physically be here today, they've always provided the support we've needed, and we know that we can count on them. And thanks to the rest of our family for continued support. Matthew, I wouldn't be standing up here without your love, support, patience, and understanding throughout the years. You're my best friend and the love of my life. Thank you for being by my side for this entire Air Force journey, for all you've endured and the sacrifices you have made for our family. Eiley, fourth state in 4 years. You two have already endured a lot, but you're a tough kid and now well-traveled. I look forward to our Montana adventures. I love you both. Finally, to the airmen of the 819th, I'm honored to serve alongside you. My commitment is to ensure you have the training, resources, and support you need to accomplish our mission and thrive in doing so. Together, we will foster teamwork and trust, as well as maintain strong relationships with mission partners. We will strive for attributes such as technical mastery, physical toughness, an innovative mindset, and the ability to operate under pressure. We will remain ready to deploy and deliver combat power when our nation calls. We will face challenging missions ahead, but I have absolute confidence that this team will rise to the occasion to get the job done. Thank you for your dedication, your service, and your trust. I'm proud to be your commander. Thank you.
Thank you, Major Behrens. At this time, Major Behrens will present her husband, Matt, with 12 yellow roses. The presentation of roses is a long-standing military tradition to honor the sacrifices made by our military families. The yellow rose symbolizes love, optimism, and new beginnings. This signifies the journey they are beginning with the 819th Red Horse Squadron. At this time, the men and women of the 819th Red Horse Squadron would like to offer you your first salute.
Detail, stand left. Present arms. Ma'am, represent your command. Order, arms. Ready, left.
819!
Thank you, Major Behrens, and congratulations. We would like to welcome you, Matt, and Eiley to Malmstrom Air Force Base. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please stand for the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in the reception in Charlie's to congratulate Major Behrens and her family. Thank you for attending and have a wonderful Air Force Day.